In a world where people are more connected than ever, people are also lonelier than ever. But why is that? I mean, you have this many friends and that many followers on this social media platform and that one. You get likes on your page and views on your channel. Your favorite athletes and movie stars are far more accessible than they would have been in the 1990s. But none of this seems to fulfill people. Why do you think that is? The thing is, people seek after this popularity because they feel inadequate and unloved. I'm not saying it's bad to be popular, because it's not. If you get popular doing something good for mankind, or animals, or for an outstanding skill, that's all fine and good. The only part that's bad is when people do things just for the sake of getting attention. The people who do that are not bad, but they're immersing themselves in an unhealthy situation because they're lonely. Here's where it gets crazy. People who have big families or a large group of friends or a combination of the two, but still report being lonely. It might seem counterintuitive, but it happens all the time. Let's assess. What is loneliness? We all have that need for someone to talk to about the problems in our lives. The thing is, many, and I mean many, people don't have that, even when they're surrounded by people. Have you ever been on a grocery errand and met this total stranger who takes the conversation from the jacked prices to their roller coaster for a life? The chances are they're dealing with loneliness. So even if it's in your plans to be home by a certain time, the best thing you can do is be a good listener. If you have an emergency on your hands, it's okay to politely excuse yourself from the conversation. Then we have our next question. Why are so many people lonely? Look at the media and think on it for a minute. What does it teach? It seems like almost every movie and TV series geared towards our youth teaches kids to sneak things past their parents and to leave the family unit. Now, sometimes it's the media, and other times it's that children have abusive parents and relatives that just don't even care about what's going on in these children's lives. Sometimes this same problem can arise with children who simply have uninvolved families. As a result, this loneliness that many people experienced probably emerged during childhood. So, people are shunned out of showing emotion. This is especially true for boys and men, but an increasing number of girls and women are experiencing this shame. That's why many people bottle up their emotions and pretend everything's just fine. But I speak for all of you. Feelings are okay. I'm sure you've probably watched Sesame Street as a small child, and those sweet fuzzy monsters would agree with me there. And it gets crazier still. I just went over how the media can create loneliness, but how does the media prey on loneliness? For starters, there have been so many of these movies with cliché plots where a couple meets and falls in love over the course of 2 or 3 days. I mean, just think about the audience that is suffering from loneliness. If they go out and expect to find true love that quickly, all it will do is set them up for more hurt. And let's look at this. Ding, ding, ding! It's the 2020s, folks. This decade got a great big running start with COVID, social distancing, quarantine, all this pro-vax, no-vax opinions, not only causing drama on social media, but also rifts in families. Now, I'm vax neutral, but my point is, we were both apart and fighting with one another. The pandemic made many people feel sad and lonely, including me. For those of you who love Luca, it made many of us feel like Alberto Scorfano. What seemed to arise with the pandemic? Artificial intelligence platforms and the television series From. I've played with one of these online AI websites myself, and what I found was crazy. They have it to where you can create or interact with all these virtual people, from gorgeous anime fantasy girls to your imaginary school friend, to your grandma. The thing is, the people that feel the need to use these are most likely lonely. These websites prey on this loneliness and eat up someone's time so they don't try to form relationships with real people, which in turn increases the loneliness. It keeps people caught in a loop. The thing with From is that once people arrive in this town in the middle of nowhere, they get stuck in it indefinitely. They have to stay inside with the windows closed and covered and the doors locked by the time night falls, or these boogeymen that rip people's guts out will get them. Some people were so lonely from being stuck in this town that they let one inside. Now, if you're interested, I'm not going to spoil too much of it for you, but From just finished Season 2, and Season 3 won't air until 2024 comes. Also, do not watch if you're under 18. There is some content that children should never see. However, don't the From situation and the COVID-19 situation and the AI thing seem to have parallels? I'll let you decide. So, what can we do to exorcise this loneliness that haunts so many? Here are a few small steps we can take. Show others that they matter. I like to text all my friends to ask if they're doing all right. If someone seems upset about something, you can assure them in person, on the phone, or in a text message. You can tell me anything. If you'd like, you can add phrases like, I won't judge you, or you're my family, or I'm always here for you. Let's get creative. Write some songs, or a movie, or a book that depicts relationships right. The most wholesome media is the kind that shows parents that are loving and children that are honest, and that encourages families to come together rather than break apart. Like the 1970s series The Waltons, and many of the books and films about the world wars. Plus, love stories where the couple has history or goes through a traumatic event are the better ones, like the 1997 film Anastasia.